No, very good. Great. Okay. Now, I must admit, when I read the next title of the next presentation, I thought, look, we're going to have to get in touch with this Al guy that's transforming businesses all over the country. And then my daughter said, Dad, what are you talking about? It's AI. I said, aye, okay. And now I know what I'm doing. But seriously, this is what happens when you grow up in the 80s. Yeah. Someone down the back might yell out, no, he grew up in the 70s. But anyway, okay, it was in the 80s. Seriously, though, technology and AI are amazing tools when used well. And that's what Tracy Sheen is going to talk to us about today. As a multi-award-winning author of The Digital Guide, which is all about removing the technology overwhelm for small business. And I think that's the way a lot of small businesses feel with technology and how to make the most of it. So Tracy's here to talk to us about that, Dave. Please join me in welcoming her to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so Sharon and Luke warned me on pain to death that I go over time, so I'm hitting my start timer because I have ADHD and I'm likely to start talking about Lego and puppies. So I am a small business owner. I am also regionally based. Last year I did 200 days away from home, and I'm so used to my own clicker that tell me where to point. The green button that I'm pressing. Yeah. Where's my human-centered design person, right? Why would you put two green buttons? So 200 days away from home, 120,000 plus Ks on the road, mostly working with Queensland regional businesses and councils. Okay, so last couple of years, or last 12 months, was over 5,000 ABNs, and predominantly my people are me. They grew up in the 80s, 70s. We're over 50, right? Vast majority, according to Bruce Bilson and the Aspefio, the average age of a business owner in Australia is 50. So less than 8% are under 30. So it's me. We didn't grow up with tech. It's happened to us, and we have to keep evolving and adopting. And it's just another thing that we have to do. So I want to talk to you about the journey that I see when I'm working with councils and with small business owners. And to kick off, I want to show you this.
Hey, figure one, what do you see right now?
I see a red apple on a plate in the center of the table, a drying rack with cups and a plate, and you standing nearby with your hand on the table.
Great. Can I have something to eat?
Sure thing.
Great. Can you explain why you did what you just did while you pick up this trash?
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
Great. So based on the scene right now, where do you think the dishes in front of you go next?
The dishes on the table, like that plate and cup, are likely to go into the drying rack next.
Great. Can you put them there?
Of course.
All right. So how do you think you did?
I think I did pretty well. The apple found its new owner, the trash is gone, and the tableware is right where it belongs.
I agree. Thanks, figure one.
So that's a couple of months old now. And if anyone's been following the journey of OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, that is an amalgamation of ChatGPT and a robotics company that they bought into. Last week, we had a really big update with ChatGPT that has now made their latest model, which is called 4.0 or Omni, available to everyone, free or paid, user, non-user. So you can gain everything that ChatGPT now has to offer for free. But here's the thing, we're entering a tech super cycle. So who feels like things are speeding up? Yeah, that's because it actually is. So the way the tech super cycle is happening now is we are fighting between three emerging technologies that are all feeding off each other. Okay, so this period, no one really knows how long it's going to last for, but it is an extremely disruptive period for everyone. And I can tell you what's coming down the pipeline that we're seeing in the next 3 to 5 years. The world of small business, of council, of basically everything that we know is going to look really different. Education, everything. So I've got a lot of slides in here and I've done this on purpose because at the end you'll be able to grab them. And I know the big piece of what you guys are going to need to do is take this back as change management. You need to take it back, you need to ingest it, you need to talk amongst yourselves, you need to talk amongst the broader council and think about how this is going to be implemented or what this is going to look like for your region. And I wanted to make sure that you had the data and some additional stuff there. So if I skip through things quickly, forgive me, but just know that that is there for you for a later point. And I do want to say good day to everyone online because I do know we still have people hanging in online. So thank you. So three big areas that are affecting our small business owners in various ways. One's AI, the next is biotechnology, and the third is connected wearables. Who's got a smartwatch? Or I know we've got the Aura rings in the house because Kate engaged me to get mine. So we are, and I'm not going to give you my middle finger because I wear it on my middle finger, but let me point it this way. A lot of us now are wearing these devices that are reading heart rates, reading sleep, reading all of this kind of stuff. And all of this stuff is feeding into this cycle that the money goes around and speeds up the rate of adoption and the rate that things are hitting our small business owners and our communities. But with great change comes great opportunity, okay? So I'm going to tell you about, I've been doing this for like 30 years. I helped launch SMS. I helped launch the iPhone into Australia. I'm a certified practicing marketer. This is all the stuff I talk about. I'm on Koshi's, yada, yada, yada. That's why I'm here, okay? And I'm a small business owner. So here's the thing, AI is already here. And one of the biggest things that I hear when I'm speaking to my small business owners and when I'm working with councils is this. AI feels really overwhelming and I don't know where to start. I don't know, is it going to impact me? I don't know. So what you need to know is that they've been using it for years, literally years. If you watch Netflix, AI. If you open up Google Maps, AI. So anytime you get any pushback from your small business community or anyone within your council, just say to them, you're already using it. Like the stuff's already here. This is just the next evolution. It's become trendy now in the media because of ChatGPT. And it's now at a price because of this super cycle that we as small business owners, it's now within our budget to start using, right? That's why you're hearing all this talk about it. So here's the opportunity from an Australian collective. And again, when you get the slides, all the data behind the numbers that I'm showing you can be found. We have a huge opportunity now as a nation to pick this stuff up and run with it and make some good coin for community, for region, for small business along the way. The drivers behind it is we know it increases productivity. We know we get quality gains, and we know that it's going to develop new products and services. But here's the thing about Queenslanders. 51% of small business owners in Queensland haven't or are unlikely to invest in AI. That's scary. 15% have a clear understanding. That's not enough. The ones that are seeing the benefits, this is what they're telling us. It's giving us productivity increases. It's reducing our admin. It's increasing productivity. It's reducing our need for staff. I'm doing a piece of work with an exec team at the moment all around adopting AI for workforce reasons, workforce planning. Here's the barriers. We want to help our small business owners adopt, adapt, and leverage. That's what we need to do. So what can you do in your role? Where do you sit? What does it look like? There's 5 pillars that you need to be considering. And I'm only going to talk about 2 of them today, but there's 5. And we've heard over and over and over again, one of the common themes that I've heard, which I just am so happy about, is that small business is community, right? They're the ones that pay for the footy team. They're the ones that buy the sausages for the sausage sizzle. They do all of that. So everything that I'm talking about does impact the whole of region, right? We've got to build capacity. That's the word. Thank you, brain. Capacity and capability into our whole region. So we're going to talk about council and small business. So what's your role? You cannot help small business owners until you understand what AI and digital tools and emerging tech means for you. I have heard some conversations over the last couple of days that people have said to me, our council doesn't allow us to use ChatGPT, and we don't really have a policy for AI. So some of us kind of use it, but we don't admit to it because we don't kind of know where it fits. These are ways you can be using AI in council at the moment. There are so many tools now that are right fit for risk, so they are approved, that you can be utilising to leverage, to understand, because here's the thing, particularly for those of us based in regional areas, you know your small business owners and they know you. If you're not adopting AI and leveraging technology in council, your small business owners will not respect when you say, hey, you need to be doing this, because they'll be going, well, why aren't you guys? Why isn't council adopting this? Why should I do it if you guys aren't doing it? Because they look to you to make sure that you guys are doing what they need. So you need to make AI governance a priority. You need a policy. You need to know, where do you stand on AI? Make it really clear. A lot of work with insurance companies and things, with councils and with associations that I work with now. It is, insurance companies are asking for it now. What's your policy on AI, cybersecurity and digital? Enhance understanding. Human-centered design. We need to get everybody around the table and agree to how we're going to use it to make everybody's life better and to make our community's life better. Consider getting a virtual officer, an AI person on team that you can like phone a friend. Because this stuff is moving so quickly, nobody has the budget to dedicate an FTE to being an AI officer, right? But it's not your chief tech person, because they're still busy trying to get Windows 95 to work. So you need to have someone on speed dial, or the ability to drop an email and go, hey, we need to get this thing sorted. Give us a couple of ideas or a couple of tools that we could use. And interestingly, the USA, Biden administration has mandated that every government department have an AI officer. Okay, so we know this is kind of coming down the pipeline. For our small businesses, I mean, it's an old adage, right? But you've got to be the change. If you want your small businesses to be forward thinking and adapting, you got to do it as well. You got to lead. You got to be the change. And remember, these are the barriers. So how do you help small business? Give them training. They're crying for training. Every region I go into, you would be amazed at how much their eyes light up when we open up ChatGPT and we go, okay, let's create a social media strategy. Awesome. Let's drill down to what that persona looks like. Now let's create 20 headlines and export it as a CSV. And now we're going to import it into Canva. And there's your 20 tiles for Instagram. What? Right? That stuff, that's my bread and butter. These guys sitting in a room, that's just saved them 2 hours in front of Canva. They like this training to be in person. They want to eyeball you and they need it to be practical. They need to know if I'm giving you 2 hours of my time, I'm walking away with 20 tiles for Instagram and I got them scheduled. Like Tara said, more work, less workshop. If you're going to take me out of my business where I'm earning money and connecting with my clients, I got to get a return on my attention. So this is Candice. Candice is based in Chinchilla, and Candice has an e-commerce business selling felt. It's a multi-million-dollar business. She operates from her garage, and we implemented some AI to help her understand how quickly the felt was turning over, which regions were buying, what colours were selling in what areas, and she could streamline her entire supply chain based on some stuff that we can import. One of the next barriers, 35% are saying they just don't understand AI, just don't get it. Just don't get it. So you got to make it easy. Got to make it practical. This is Jared. Jared's based in Moranbah. He owns a coffee cart. He also is part of the Army Reserves and he's on his local chamber. We got Jared to understand ChatGPT. He now uses ChatGPT or one of the programs like that to do all of his social media. He pre-schedules on a Sunday when some of the data. He then came up with a new range of product, which is his cold brew coffee. Oh my God, it's amazing. I use it when my hubby's addicted to our smoker and he does a brisket with the, anyway, talk to me about that afterwards. And the last one, the last big number is 28% are saying they don't know where to start. There's too many things, right? Too many. I don't know. Like, what am I doing? So find a starting point for them. Can't tell you, ChatGPT, it's okay, coming back to it, it's the quickest. Everybody's heard of it. It's the quickest win for them. This is Coral. Coral's based in Cairns. She runs a business called See Me Aged Care Navigators. She helps the sandwich generation. Does everyone know what that is? Where you've got kids and older parents. So she helped me with my mum and dad keep them in home and access MyGov assistance to keep them in home, because if anyone's ever had to deal with aged care from federal government, wow, you need a master's in that. So Coral, we were drilling down. So she's creating policies and advocating to government. So we were able to use data and analytics by putting an AI assistant in on her website that now pulls all of the data in from policies and things, helps her create media releases and marketing and things that she can then push out and help advocate for her local region. Volunteers, remember we talked about small businesses going across. So the volunteers, if we invest $1 in them, we get $1.40 return. We know that. Schools, less than 88% are under 30. What are we doing to help our local schools start to use AI, tech, etc.? Seniors, same thing. What are we doing for them? How are we helping them? Fit your own oxygen mask first. comes back to that. I cannot stress that enough. If you do not have a policy for what this stuff looks like in your council now, you're going to be running in 6 months' time. Spend the time now. Make governance a priority. Put a continuous learning piece in place. Consider AI support or virtual support. For your small businesses, give them training, make it practical, give them a quick win, and encourage curiosity. Remember, this is what we're up against. So my challenge to you is pick one thing. Pick one thing. Whether it's governance, whether it's small business, training, do that. And then pick one thing and do that. If you want the slides, if you want more info, that's the QR code. Tara's allowed to run away now because she promised me she'd stay. And I will be at Tropical Innovation Festival talking between the 17th and the 21st of June in Cairns, if you plan to come up for that. That's it. Happy to take questions if anyone's got anything. I finished right on the beat, Luke.
Right. Thank you very much, Tracy. So have we got any questions for Tracy? That was a very interesting.
Usually people are rocking backwards and forwards, I have to say that. You're welcome. Me. I'm the, without, I'm sure there are others, but I'm the only one that I know of. Yeah, because I'm the person that doesn't look to my competition. What that when John was talking about earlier, right? I stick to my knitting.
I think I'm in that bewildered group.
Yep.
So is there a YouTube channel? How do I learn about it first?
Yep. So if you scan the QR code, join. I do a weekly newsletter that is purely aimed at small business right now, and 3 articles that are my top things this week and why you need to know, like why is that important from a business context. But I'm also starting a monthly council one, just giving tips to council on like tourism or admin or whatever. So start there. I also have a YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff. So it's all on the code.
Right. I think that was one of the things I think was a great thing for me from your talk there, Tracy, was that just do one thing.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it's such a huge thing.
Yeah.
Where do you start? And you're just like, okay, just start.
Find the problem. Like,
Yep.
Let's go back to human-centered design. Find the problem, right? Every business, every department has one thing that keeps coming up. And if you can solve that one pain point and give yourself a quick win, that becomes the impetus to do, well, what's the next thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that it is that proof of concept, isn't it? Okay.
100%.
It can work.
Yeah.
Emma, I think you had a question. Yep.
Yep. Do you? There's one. Right. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Not in Australia. There's 8 guiding principles, though, that have recently been set down by the federal government and endorsed by the National AI Centre that I partner with. I'm very happy if you want to drop me an email to send you what those 8 governing principles are. I like that they've put them in common language. Like it's nothing, it's kind of fairness, just really kind of common sense things that you can really shoot them to each section and go, well, what does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? And then come back as a collective and hash that out. Yeah.
Right. Great. I think one of the things, and just to wrap up, I think it was great to hear you touch on it, Tracy. It was all about how can you make life better, and I feel like that's what we're about at councils. The whole role of council is to make communities better and make life better. And then today we're hearing about the tools that we can use to achieve that outcome. So turning it on its head, we're looking at achieving that outcome. Here's the tools that we can use to achieve that. So that's great.
Tons of tools that are freemium, right? I'm a big fan, small business owner, start free. If it works, start paying for it. So if you want to drop me an email or anything, happy. Like I have a spreadsheet full of tools of like, this is what different ones do for different things. That's all I do. I am that person that wakes up of a morning and goes, ooh, like I'm going to read about the new tools. So
Right.
yeah.
Great. Okay, please join me, everyone, and thank you, Tracy. That was a great presentation.